What's going on, YouTube? This is a little different video than probably what you're used to seeing from me. I'm going to go and show you guys my two handguns that I've purchased in the last few months. First, I'm going to show you my Beretta. This is a 92 FS 9mm. As you can see, it has been fully unloaded. 9mm, just double and single action. Very, very nice gun. By far my favorite of the two. This other one is my Ruger. It's a Mark III. It's a 22 caliber. As you can see, she is unloaded. This gun right here, it's starting to grow on me, man. The design and the breakdown's definitely a little different, a little more difficult. I wouldn't necessarily say difficult, but it's just a lot different than the Beretta. Like right here, we'll show you a quick breakdown of the Beretta. Push in, just like that. She's field stripped, just like that, and she pretty much goes back together about as quick as you put her, about as quick as you can take her down. So that's definitely a pro to this particular gun. This was my first gun, and definitely enjoy the gun. Let's go ahead and put her back together. As you can see, it doesn't take really much to put her back together after she's been field stripped. Now the Ruger, there's just been, I think the biggest problem with breaking down the Ruger, a lot of it has to do with the safety features that Ruger has put on the gun. The quick release, and you know, you have to put the magazine in and take it out, and certain steps to break this down. It's definitely, when I first got this gun, it took me forever to fully field strip this, and to actually get the barrel off the actual handle. That was not an easy task for me. I actually had to watch several videos, and I didn't want to break the gun. That was my biggest deal. I didn't want to break the gun. But let's go ahead and show you a quick breakdown on this. And what I've found through YouTube videos and trial and error is after you make sure this chamber is empty, your gun's safe to use, make sure you have the trigger pushed in, put your finger in here, and then up, see, I'm already messing up. Check this out. Let's go ahead and put this back in here. We're going to have to get a magazine for this. Let's see if I've got one around here somewhere. Okay, first thing you want to do, put the magazine in the gun, cock it, fire the weapon. Alright, so you want to hold in the trigger, put your finger in that thing right here. Ow, son of a bitch. As you can see, it's not always easy. I'm not sure what's causing that. Let's see if actually taking out the clip will help with that. It very well could. Absolutely. Okay, so a lot of people will say you need to get a nail or something like that to pry that back bar up. All that's causing that pressure is the clip, or the magazine, whatever you want to call it. So you take the magazine out. This thing comes right out, real easy. And if this is a brand new gun, if you bought this brand new, you're going to have a whole lot of problems getting this pin out. And by far, one of the hardest parts about this is actually getting that pin in and out. And what I've been doing, just get something, like I don't have a rubber mallet just yet, so I've been using this rubber edge of this screwdriver I've got right here. And we'll find something, a little Allen wrench right here, which is probably not the best tool to use for this, but it's what I have on hand, and it's what I'm going to use to knock this thing out. You set it on that pin, and it should pop right out, just like that. And like I said, that is by far one of the hardest things I had, getting the pin in and getting the pin back out. So if you've never field stripped a Ruger, that's probably what's going to give you the most problems. So after you've got your pin out of the gun, this bolt should just pull right out. And The next step would be to actually get the barrel off. So you're going to fully field strip this. Now, there's two ways you can do this. The proper way would get a rubber mallet or a plastic mallet and actually tap the end of that barrel. Now, I didn't have that, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to show off camera. I've got some carpet right here. I'm just going to hit that carpet right here on the edge of that, and it should pop this free. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so it took a few whacks, but she came right off. And like I said, again, that's another part of the gun that gives a lot of people problems. Because cleaning this little 22 is not an easy task, especially when you get down right here where the barrel, I guess the chambering part of the barrel goes. Definitely some gunk will get in there, and that's hard to clean if you don't have the barrel totally off the gun. So that's definitely one thing that's going to give you problems, and it's definitely an issue that newer guns, like if you buy this gun brand new, that thing does not want to come off that first time. So just be ready for that. Alright, well, let's go ahead and put it back together. First thing you'll see, and of course if you're watching this video, you've probably seen other videos, and you know, I'm just kind of preaching to the choir right now. Square peg, square hole, put that back in there. And let's see here. Now with this, you can probably just push it right back into place. Okay, and another thing, I don't really have a good angle of what I'm doing right here. Maybe you guys can see down there. You can see the hammer is actually flush. It's not sticking up. That hammer needs to be down. You don't want to see that hammer up in that barrel, or you're not going to be able to get the bolt back in there. Another thing that gives you a lot of problems is if you see these, you've got your slide release, and then you've got your safety right here. The safety has to be off, and your slide release has to be down. So let's go ahead and put this slide lock on, and I'll show you what I mean. So the slide lock is on. Let's go ahead and try to get a better angle where you guys can see this. Okay, so you want to make sure you've got your the spring is facing the air. You're going to go ahead and put that back in there, and you can see it gets stuck. Okay, so it's not going in there because you've got the slide lock on. So bring that down, and it should pop right into place. Okay, so that's one of the bigger problems that you'll probably face. So let's go ahead and go back to I guess the reassembly of this gun. Now, forgive me if I mess this up. I definitely don't have the procedures down 100%, but I've got a pretty general idea. I think the next thing you're going to do is put your magazine back in. Maybe not. Okay. Now, another thing that makes this gun kind of tricky is, once, I know you guys probably can't see this or not, but this hammer, the hammer that actually fires the bullet, is down inside the stock of the gun, and or the handle of the gun. And to get your barrel pin back in, that hammer has got to be fully up, and that can definitely be a nightmare to get back up if you've never done this before. So what you can do is making sure you keep the trigger keep the trigger held down, and pull it up, and let's see what we can do here. Let's put the clip back in. And as you can see, I still don't really fully understand this gun yet. I'm having a problem. Like this magazine won't even go in all the way right now, and I'm not sure what's causing that. Let's take the barrel back off and make sure she is fully on there, which she wasn't. The barrel, that's another reason why you get a rubber mallet. I didn't have the barrel fully seated on the actual gun, so you want to make sure your barrel is fully on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and try again. Let's put the bolt back in the gun. Let's see if we can get the magazine in. See, there went in all the way. So if you're having a problem and your magazine is not going in all the way, it's not locking in, your barrel is probably not all the way on the gun. So a rubber mallet, a piece of wood, whatever you have on hand to make this easier is something you might want to invest in. Okay, so we've got the magazine in the gun, and we're going to hold down the trigger, and I've just got a little Allen wrench right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that hammer all the way up, and it should be like a 90-degree angle or close to it, and you'll know once you get it, it's all the way up. But like I said, you want to have the magazine in the actual gun, hold the trigger, and use a little Allen wrench, a toothpick, whatever you have on hand to push that hammer all the way up. And now you'll actually go to put the pin back in the gun. And again, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you've seen something like this, or you've seen other videos trying to explain this. I'll go ahead and explain it the best I can. Definitely a big shout out to everybody on YouTube that's posted videos on this. I could not have done this without you guys. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you've got this little hook right here. That's going to go just like that, okay? So put the pin in, line it up. You want to make sure you kind of keep your finger on the actual bolt, because sometimes there will be some tension in there and it needs to be fully compressed. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we got here. And again, this is a newer gun. I've only field stripped this maybe 5 or 6 times, and it's definitely not broken in. And again, I'm going to use this rubber screwdriver here. Just kind of tap it into place. And you see that works very well. I don't know, let's see if you can see that. Okay, you'll see this little button right here. That button should come all the way up through the stock of the gun, or the barrel of the gun. Okay, and the best way I've seen to do this, the actual last part, is hold the gun. Hold your gun right here at a 45-degree angle. And there's this little bar in there that swings back and forth, and there's a little metal plate inside this little pin thing right here, and that little bar inside the gun has got to catch that plate. So what I found out to make this the easiest is just hold your gun at a 45-degree angle, and you'll feel some tension right here. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but when you have tension, that means you know that you've captured your pin. Okay? So, and then after that, you just push it in, close it, and your gun is back together. Now, of course, you always want to put your magazine in basically dry fire the weapon, make sure that firing pin is working. And of course, it did work, and it's fully back together. So again, I know this video was definitely not the most organized and probably not very professional, but it's what's worked for me, and I just want to explain to you guys that there is a process to field stripping this gun and getting it back together. It's definitely not as difficult as it should be. Like I said, the magazine going in and out can be confusing, and getting that hammer back up can cause you problems. I think when I first got this gun, it took me a total of probably 2 hours to get this thing back together after I taken it apart, just because it was tricky. So hopefully this will help you guys out.